Howdy, y'all. Well, let's look into this valve here. This is a typical valve on a pump, multi-pump gun. They're all pretty similar. Everybody's got their own version of it, but it's basically the same thing. So you got a two-piece valve here. You got an O-ring here so that when you're pumping the air, it doesn't go past it. Goes into the little hole in there, and you take this apart here. You have a O-ring here that seals the two halves up. Pull these three parts out of it. Basically what you have now is when the piston pushes the air in, it pushes against this and claps that spring, lets the air go by it, and then once you let back off of it, it springs back open and seals up on the inside of the dill here, capturing the air in between here. So the cavity that's in here is how many cc's of air you have to work with, and increasing that amount of air will help get you more velocity because you got more air to push out. But you also can lose if you open everything up and didn't do anything else. You would actually lose velocity because at 10 pumps you're not compressing the air as much, so you have to do more than 10 pumps to get to the same pressure inside. But this goes in there. This is the poppet stem. It seals in the bottom down there. Like I said, then you got this seal for the front side. When you pull the trigger and release the hammer, it comes in and hits this stem here and opens the valve up, which in turn lets the air come through and out this hole and out through the barrel. That's the basics of a pump, multi-pump valve. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it more efficient. These are pretty efficient, but not as good as they could be. What we're going to do is we're going to take this cone off the front of this. Well, we're going to make this completely different. So we'll make this all new. We'll take this ring part out of it, and we're going to put it there's no reason for it there, I don't believe. Sometimes there's clearance for a screw on them, in which I don't think there is a clearance on this one. Let me look and see here. Yes, there is a clearance. That is a clearance hole right there. Okay, so we'll probably have to do a clearance hole on that. That's the screw for the handle. Yes, there is. All right, so that has to have a clearance in there, but it's no reason to have a full ring like that. We'll time it up with this hole so that we can put that screw into there. That will actually help pin the valve in better. So that's what we'll do there. That'll have to be done after this is made. Screw it together, get that timed up, flip it over 180 and drill and drill a hole that size. That way this screw will stick up in there and help pin it. All right. Now back to what I was going to say here is, when you make this flat and then you make a new piston that has a flat face on it, that way when the two flat faces come together, there's no room for any air to go anywhere else but into that hole. This way it can escape. And the cup's pretty good. It's pretty efficient, but it's not as efficient as a set of O-rings pushing it when there's no room for anything to go anywhere. So that's the explanation of that. So I haven't even started machining this yet, but we're going to machine it, and then when I get it machined, then I'll do the video of that part. But we're going to go in here on this side and let's see here. Let's do the, hey, basically this hole right here is just straight up and down to this hole, so it's square to it. We're going to go in at an angle here. We're going to go in here at an angle, basically cut that corner off there so that the air can flow through it. You know, this is just like any other thing that needs perform better, say like heads on an engine. The better that flow is, you know, not having to do 90-degree turns and go over humps and all that kind of stuff, the better it flow, the quicker it comes out. So we'll do that. We'll open up the inside here. That'll give us more volume because they've got it too small in there. You can open it up. I've done that many times on the CO2 ones, and that's the thing about the CO2s. The CO2s are a bigger diameter than these. We go into this poppet stem, and we'll do an undercut underneath here to give it so it doesn't have to flow around that so much. We'll do some work with the poppet itself. We may cut it down a tad bit. I'm not sure just yet, but we might. And then round the corners a little bit so that it can flow around it better. There's not much you can do with this one here. It is what it is, and you can't really change it. So let's go get it machined. Okay, got everything. No, I take that back. We don't have everything. We have the valve and piston done like I'm gonna do. I changed my mind on the valve. I said I was gonna make the whole front end over. I got to looking at it and it's like, why am I gonna just duplicate what's here with just a flat nose? So I just faced it off. Other than that, really, I didn't do nothing on the front end of it. Now on this half of it though, I did do some stuff to it. I bored it out, and I'll show a picture of before and after side by side, but I went in right here, and that is actually undercut to the same diameter as the threads. That's a half 20 threads here, so that's about a half an inch back behind it. So it's only got enough threads. It's only got as much threads here as it is in there. That gave me a ton more room in there for some volume, some more volume. So got that. I got the connector, the nut, and the piston made. So what we're going to do, we're going to be testing it out here, and we'll assemble it right here, do a little bit of testing and see how it comes out. Here's the that's going to replace that roll pin. So much better than trying to beat that pin out. Matter of fact, I had to go in and ream this hole out here because evidently I nicked it with a punch trying to get it out of there, and nothing would go through it when I was trying to find out the actual size of it. So what we're going to do, we'll put it together a little bit here. Got me a cheat sheet here. This O-ring here is a 111. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on it. All right, this piece, the O-ring that goes in between them is a 012. And I still got the grease on my hands. I'm using, these are still 011s for the piston. I didn't mean to do that. I was going to do something else before I do that. Now it's all greased up. It's going to be hard to get out. We need to set this thing first. And it's better to set it without the O-rings on it. On the piston anyway. Ah, come on. All right. What we're going to do, now I got deburring to do yet, but we're going to test this out. So we can put the valve together. I've been so busy at work. I've had a machine down for 2 months. Actually got the part in today to put it back together. Just too much, and I just ain't had time to be able to do anything. All the machines are tied up except for the manuals. get it squared up here. Looks pretty good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to screw this together. Now the way I made on this nut is I made some spanner wrench holes for it. Let's see, where's my... It's a 093 drill, 3/32. All right. Pin goes in there. This is just to make sure everything's going to work. We're going to take it back apart. See, I still got deburring to do here. We'll put, when we do a final assembly here, we'll put some Loctite on that. Slide this in here. I just want to show y'all how I'm going to adjust it. Get that pin in here. We'll put Loctite on these screws when we do the final assembly. Oh man, come on. Here we go. So we get that there. Alright, so see, it won't close. So what we're going to do, we're going to come in here. We need to open this up a little bit. Hope y'all can see that. And then we're just going to spin it in there some more. It still won't close. Well, we're getting close. Ain't there yet. All right, it closed there. So let me go back the other way a little bit. That's camming over right there. I don't want it to cam over. All right, right there. Snug that down. All right, now we can take our screw back out of here. And we'll put the O-rings on it. Got the oil on my hands, I can't. I wonder if the screw's coming out on the other side. All right. I'm just putting this on it for right now. We'll use some secret sauce when we put the final assembly together. All right. I haven't made the end piece yet. Hopefully I can do that in the next week or two. I'm gonna need a CNC for that, and I haven't had one available. said, I've had one down for 2 months. All right. Well, that sure act like it pumped. Yeah, baby. Let's get the hammer out here. Oh yeah, it popped. Hear it popping? All right, she's pumping. All right, that's going to be the end of this video here. Next, we are going to be working on the trigger. I got those parts in today somewhere. I got in, I went ahead and bought some spare parts for the valve. Here's the spring. I went ahead and bought a spare bolt extended probe, and I also bought a screw-in sight, because what we're going to do is when I machine out this front end, I'm going to have a screw-in sight on the end of it here. So that's what we'll be doing in the next video. All right, that's the end of the valve section. Thanks for watching.